90-Day Fiancé. Before the 90-Day star, Tigerlily Taylor is making insulting comments about Vanja Grbic on social media following their interactions at the tell-all. Tigerlily and Vanja featured in Season 7 of the spin-off, documenting their romances as they both went to meet their respective partners face-to-face for the first time. While Tigerlily married Adnan Abdelfattah on the day they met and had already welcomed their first child together less than a year after being married, Vanja has two back-to-back failed relationships on the show. Vanja wished to get engaged to Bozo Verdoljak at the end of her trip to Croatia. When he dumped her, Vanja found Josko Lukatin on a dating app. Things were going well with Josko until he came to the US and decided Vanja would not make a great mother for his child. Vanja was single when she came to film the reunion. Tigerlily seemed to think she had the upper hand because she had the only successful storyline in Season 7, even if it came with Adnan severely controlling every aspect of her life. Tigerlily made nasty comments about Vanja's character. Tigerlily's opinions about Vanja make no sense given her own history. After the 90-Day Fiancé, before the 90-Day Season 7 tell-all Part 1 went on air, Tigerlily took to Instagram to defend herself and Adnan. Tigerlily had stayed quiet during the filming, but on social media, she had really strong opinions about her castmates. She accused Niles Valentine, who is autistic, of lying about being on the spectrum. She made rude comments about quadriplegic man Brian Muniz's past. However, Tigerlily should have drawn a line before she attacked Vanja and proved she wasn't a girl's girl. A fan asked Tigerlily, via 90dayfiance_Alexa, to befriend Vanja because the Florida woman had some really good advice for Tigerlily. In turn, Tigerlily replied, "I should take advice from someone who had premarital sex, walks around pretty much naked in public, and can't keep a man." Tigerlily's response to Vanja has ruffled more than a few feathers. While Vanja called Tigerlily a very brilliant, amazing, successful woman, Vanja was getting mean girl energy from her co-star for no reason at all. However, Tigerlily does have a reason to detest Vanja. She's everything that Tigerlily used to be when she met Adnan, and before he changed her. Tigerlily has been married twice and divorced twice before meeting Adnan. She married her second husband when she became pregnant with their baby, so it's not like Tigerlily did not have premarital sex. Tigerlily was also not able to keep a man considering her 2 divorces, and her clothes were trendy, just like Vanja, until Adnan made her cover up head to toe to supposedly protect her from prying eyes. Moreover, Tigerlily watched Adnan getting a little too interested in Vanja. He kept complimenting her and calling her beautiful. He seemed to think Vanja was attractive until she found out how the 90-Day Fiancé, before the 90-Day star was. He also couldn't help but smile when Vanja's cousin walked in on set. Tigerlily must have noticed that Adnan had a thing for pretty, blonde, and older women who are from America. Tigerlily was also someone who spoke her mind before Adnan subdued her. Is she worried that Vanja could become his second wife? A deeper look into the lives of couples established in 90-Day Fiancé, 90-Day Fiancé. Before the 90 Days is a reality TV/documentary series that follows the potential spouse from a foreign country and their lead up to their journey to America. The show documents the early days of the relationship across the ocean and the K-1 visa process required for the spouse to live in the new country. Couples battle with culture shock, language barriers, and the opinions of friends and families alike as they prepare themselves to take reality television. Interpersonal relationships can often become dramatic and complex, especially when they are broadcasted to millions. This is particularly true for stars of 90-Day Fiancé. Before the 90 Days, where romance meets cultural clashes and personal journeys unfold. Recently, 2 cast members from Season 7, Tigerlily Taylor and Vanja Grbic, found themselves at the center of controversy following the tell-all episode. Insults and harsh criticisms spilled onto social media, revealing deeper underlying tensions. Tigerlily's relationship with Adnan Abdelfattah formed a major storyline during the season, culminating in an unexpected marriage on their first meeting. In stark contrast, Vanja experienced heartbreak, navigating 2 failed relationships over the course of the show. Their narratives became intertwined during the reunion episode. a space for cast members to reflect on their experiences and interactions. Vanja's journey began with hopes of a proposal from her Croatian partner, Bozo Vrdoljak. However, when he ended their relationship abruptly, Vanja turned to Josko Lukatin, initially finding success on a dating app. Unfortunately, Josko's visit to the U.S. ended in disappointment for Vanja, who was left single and alone going into the reunion special. Meanwhile, Tigerlily showcased a facade of triumph, celebrating her marriage and welcoming her first child with Adnan within a tight time frame. This perceived success may have fueled Tigerlily's criticisms of Vanja, whom she seemingly viewed through a lens of superiority. Tigerlily's insults, a dismissive tack. As the tell-all aired, social media became an outlet for Tigerlily's true feelings about Vanja. Her comments were sharp and derogatory, especially when it came to Vanja's character and life choices. Even after her quiet demeanor during filming, Tigerlily unleashed a torrent of opinions online, accusing her co-stars of dishonesty and making degrading remarks about others in the cast. One exchange in particular exploded when a fan suggested that Tigerlily could benefit from some of Vanja's advice. Rather than considering the input, Tigerlily responded with a biting retort. She juxtaposed Vanja's past decisions as a single woman against her own, mocking Vanja's lifestyle choices. Such personal attacks seemed to serve no purpose beyond diminishing Vanja, stirring controversy among fans and supporters of both women. Despite a neighborly attempt and goodwill expressed by Vanja, who called Tigerlily brilliant and amazing, the harshness of Tigerlily's comments cast a shadow over their potential to connect as co-stars, blurring the line between rivalry and outright bullying. Hypocrisy within the critique. As conversations progressed, one could not help but notice the hypocrisy in Tigerlily's comments about Vanja. She projected her own insecurities onto Vanja, seemingly forgetting about her own tumultuous past. Before Adnan, Tigerlily had her fair share of relationships, resulting in 2 children from 2 previous marriages that ended in divorce. The very behavior she criticized in Vanja echoed in her own experiences. Despite these realities, Tigerlily chose to turn her focus upon Vanja, perhaps out of discomfort with her own past. By claiming moral superiority, she distanced herself from the commonalities they shared as women navigating complex romantic endeavors. This defensive mechanism masked a deeper fear that perhaps Vanja represented a reflection of herself, a public reminder of an earlier version before her marriage to Adnan altered her identity. Adnan's influence cannot be overlooked when unpacking Tigerlily's criticisms of Vanja. In their interactions during filming, it became clear that Adnan had a keen interest in Vanja's looks, complimenting her and maintaining an appreciative demeanor. It begged the question of whether Tigerlily's anger was born from jealousy or insecurity as she watched the man she married express admiration for another woman. There was an evident contrast between Tigerlily prior to her relationship with Adnan, an outspoken woman and fashion-forward individual, and the more subdued version of herself that emerged after marrying him. Many fans speculated if the nature of her criticisms stemmed from lingering worries about her place in Adnan's life, potentially fearing that Vanja might serve as a threat to their relationship. The series 90-Day Fiancé, Before the 90 Days, reveals not only the romantic trajectories of its participants, but also the evolving dynamics of their personalities under extreme pressure. Audiences have been captivated by the culture shock, language barriers, and emotional confrontations that accompany an international relationship. This specific season juxtaposes Tigerlily and Vanja's narratives, one a whirlwind romance leading to an early marriage overshadowed by issues of control, and the other a string of disappointments reflecting the trials of modern dating.